Hello, hello there. This is Surat Soni and welcome to the another video of this machine learning tutorial. And today I'm going to show you a quick overview of my another assignment, what I get and what I did in this assignment. This is assignment 4 what I got, and it contains a simple task regarding pandas. I got 30 questions as a part of my assignment, and today I'm gonna show you a quick overview of that particular assignment. So let's get started. So but particularly I made this assignment in Google Colab as a assignment for data science project, and let's see how it's gonna work. So first it says download the text.csv file and store it in a data frame, name my df. So I import pandas as pd, and I read pandas. I read csv pd.read csv, and I imported that text file. It will run perfectly fine. Just to test that, I have one another question. It says show the first three rows of the df, just to check whether it's gonna work or not. So let's see first three columns or first three rows. So it is working perfectly fine. Now third is delete the model column from the df temporarily. Now to delete anything in pandas, we just have only one function, which is drop. We can use drop anywhere to delete any kind of columns or rows. So what I use is my df dot drop, and I specified column name and x is equal to 1. Remember guys, whenever we try to delete any kind of column, we have to write x is equal to 1. Whenever we are trying to delete any kind of rows, that time we have to write x is equal to 0. So that's how it gonna work. So it will work perfectly fine. And see here model is here, and in this particular my df model column is not there because we dropped it anyhow. Now it it is temporarily deleted. Now over here model column is back because we didn't write my df dot head or my dvdp didn't. How can I say, we didn't specify it over here. So now it will run perfectly fine. Let's move towards the other question. It says delete the model column permanently using the assignment. We are not using in place parameter. Is there any output when you run the permanent deletion? So how can you make sure it is deleted? Okay, so first of all I used drop as a function, and my df.head, it will remove this column suddenly and permanently from my df. You can see it over here, and you can see it over here as well. I do not have my model column. Now it says using the assignment not in place parameter. I didn't use a single in place for that. Apart from that, is there any output when you run permanent deletion? Yes, there is a output over here when I run permanent deletion. Other than that, so how can you make sure it is deleted? So uh, by showing my df.head, I I confirm myself that my model column is deleted. Let's move to the another question. It says so let's delete rows 1, 3 and 5 permanently using in place. Then show the first 4 rows of my df. Oh, it's very easy task. Just I have to use the drop function, and with that I have to specify these rows 1, 3 and 5 using in place equal to true, and 4 rows, that means x is equal to 0. So that's it. This is what I did. And with showing 4 rows 1, 2, 3 and 4, um, we already delete 1, 3 and 5, so we are not going to show that. Next, calculate the mean of a range column. So to calculate that mean of range column, we just have to use my df dot range dot main, and this way we can get our value what we are looking for. So we got 297.53. Just to calculate the mean of a range, we can get any kind of a mean of any column by just specifying column name over here and just a mean function. Let's move to another question. It says how many f do we have in this type column? Now in 7 it has two parts, so what I did is how many f do we have in this type column. So for that, just to count the value of f, I used this value counts as a function. It will count my overall f in this particular, like how many f's I have in the type column. So uh, to get that, I use this value counts as a function, and it is just showing me that there is 50 f's in that. Very good. Then it says replace them permanently with triple A and show the first 5 rows. Okay, so to replace them permanently, we have a special function in pandas which is replace dot replace. I'm using triple A in place of f and in place equal to true. So let's see, it is working perfectly fine. Here is triple A, and in old one it says f and f. Here it says triple A, so it is working perfectly fine. Now just I use my df dot type dot unique to get these values. Apart from that, let's move towards the other question. It says get rid of dollar and from the cost column permanently and delete the first 5 rows. Sorry, I mean display the first 5 rows. What is the type of cost column after this? Okay, let's let's tackle the first question of it. So I used my df and then cost as a column. My df dot cost dot I use a string dot replace. I had to use this string just to get this. So I use string dot replace and particular dollar sign, and it is working perfectly fine for me. You can try on your own, guys. It is working perfectly fine. You can copy this code on your machine and try to run it. Next, change the cost column data type to integer and display the result. It is very simple. Just I had to use change the cost column data type to integer and display the result. So I use this. I converted this in the int. So first of all, it says object. Here you can see, just to make sure I did my df.d types. So in cost it says object, but after changing to integer, I another time rewrite it, and it says now the cost columns are integer 64 because I converted to integer. That's why, and it is working perfectly fine for me. Next question is calculate the average of a cost column, then calculate the average of cost for each continent. Oh, it's very simple. We already have a average as a function in pandas. So first of all, calculate the average of cost column, and I made a small mistake over here. I calculate mean. I have to calculate the average of this. Uh-oh. Okay, yeah, I got it. Sorry guys, it is working perfectly fine. Calculate the average of the cost column, then calculate the average of the cost for each continent. So to calculate the cost of each continent, we just have to use a group by and a continent as a function, and it will work perfectly fine for you. You have to run this, then run this. Something is missing. Okay, now it is working perfectly fine. After that, calculate the mean, max, and standard deviation of the cost column group by each continent, all in one command. Okay, so what I did is I we already have mean, max, and standard deviation as a function. I just write it in a different way, and just to cost dot mean to calculate the mean, cost dot max to calculate the max, and cost dot standard deviation to calculate the standard deviation, and it is working perfectly fine for me. You can see here in the result. Next question is calculate, sorry, yeah, calculate the mean, max, and standard deviation of all the numerical columns group by each continent. So I just have to use group by and divide them with respect to the numerical columns. So I use group by as a function and cost.agg just to get mean, max, and standard deviation. So here it goes. It is working perfectly fine. Here it is. Now let's move towards another question. It says illustrate the mean of all numerical values columns grouped by the continent using a bar chart. Now to use the bar chart, we just have to use matplotlib as a library, as it contains beautiful and magnificent pictures, as it contains a lot of graphics features, you can say. So I used matplotlib, and it is working very perfectly fine for me. So this is known as a bar chart, and I got this as a result. Now moving towards the next question, it says count the number of each continent in the continent column. Now it's pretty simple. I just have to use value counts again just to you calculate the number of continents as I used earlier to calculate something, I don't know what. Okay, yeah, to calculate the f in value counts, same as to calculate the continents, I used value counts, and here it goes. After that, it says show the percentage of each continent in the continent column. It's very simple. I just have to use normalize equal to 2 into 100%, and it will show me the result. 16, show the unique values that we have in the continent column. I just have to use this unique as an function to get the unique values of that particular continent column, as I used earlier to get some of the values which are unique. So to get this, I used unique as a function, then show the number of unique values, or I already did as a mydf, and here we have the result. It is working perfectly fine for me. Next question, use the value count method for the cost column and describe the output as a comment in the next cell. Here we go. It's not much. I just have to use my df dot to value cost dot value counts to get this as output and describe the output as a comment in the next cell using hash comment. Okay, what it says, describe the output as a comment in the next cell using. I got this as an output, and personally I don't need to comment this. I hope I can, but I don't have to because I got this as a result, so I'm not gonna comment this out just to describe it in a better way in the another column, so that's fine. That doesn't need anything. Next question. Plot a histogram for the cost column. This is my most favorite part. I just have to use a dot hist as a function. You can see hist as a function and I can plot any kind of histogram with it. I think the another method to use is my df dot cost dot plot, and I can write hist over here like this, and it will work perfectly fine for me. Okay, it shows error. I think we cannot use like this. Just trying something different, but I have to use kindism variable over there. So yeah, this is working perfectly fine for me. Another, it says a bonus question. Try to change the number of bins to 50 to show the result more accurately. Oh, it's very easy. I just have to use bins equal to 50 after a histogram, and it is working very clear. After that, it shows how many missing values do we have in the zip code column. And so first we are going to tackle this. Oh, got something. So sorry guys, just got stuck in between due to this presenting column. Okay, here we go. It's it says how many missing values do we have in the zip code column. So in zip code column, I'm just gonna use is null. Do we have any null values? If do we, then what is the sum of that? So it says 9. I tackle this way, and then I'm gonna check the type value same as zip code, and I got this. After that I sum that up with my df column, and I got this as a result. After that I used my df.shape just to get these dimensions, and it is working perfectly fine for me. Let's move towards another question. Now the 21st is, it says if we drop all the rows that have any missing value, how many rows will remain in my df? I don't know, so let's try it out. It says my so I'm gonna drop an a how any dot shape, so this is what I get, and I'm gonna use my df dot shape as well just to get the dimensions, so we are not missing anything. Now show the statistics for the type column using the value count method, including the NaN values in the list. How many missing values do we have? Oh, it is very easy. I just have to use a drop NA and value counts with it equal to false, because we are not gonna drop it. That's why including the NaN, and this is the result what I get with it, and it is the very perfect result. You can try it on your machine as I mentioned earlier. Replace the type column missing values with xxx and show the result again. We are not gonna do much in this, just we are going to use this as a fill na. It is a function in pandas. You can search it on your google and you can run it on your machine. It is working perfectly fine for me. It has a very good function. It is a very good function in pandas library I got, and it made my work much more easier compared to other functions. Next, drop the rows that have any missing value permanently and show the number of rows after running the drop command. So for that I used same drop na and how equal to any, same as I mentioned earlier, but here I just use in place equal to true just to get this 938 and 7 as a dimension. Let's move to another question. It says set the id column as the new index and delete the index name. Okay, that's pretty much. Firstly, I was stuck with this question, but then I searched on Google and I got to know that I can use this dot set index. I didn't know about this before, but pandas documentation really helped me a lot in this. My df.setIndex and I use this as a function. I actually googled it and I got a very good result, and this is what I get, and this is what I was actually looking for. So let's move to the another question. It says show the index columns and the shape of the current df. Oh, there is nothing new in this. I just have to use my df.index same as columns and I got the shape. Now use the describe method to see the statistics of my df. Okay, there is nothing new in that. We just have to use my df.describe. Okay, yeah. Use the describe method to see the statistics of my df. So just I use my df.describe to get the statistics, and it is a very common and more efficient, you can say, a feature or a function of pandas, where so we can see how many count, mean, max, and standard deviation we have, just to see the overall statistics of that particular df. Now to fetch the columns, it just fetch the columns, right? Yeah, and the fetch the value and fetch the value of the first row and the third column of the result. Just we have to use this describe dot location count and value of that, so I got this. Next it says sort the value counts of the continent of my df. It is pretty simple. Sort the value counts of the continent. I used it earlier, so I do not have to mention again and again. I just have to use dot continent and with value counts as a function to sort the values. As this is a very beautiful function in pandas, with this sort values, it made my work much more easier. uh, as a pandas has a very much, you can say, more efficient features than any other library in Python. Show all the columns of the following rows in one command 1357. Look how it beautifully goes in just one simple line of command. It says my df.log 1357 and just I have to use this colon over here and I will get my result what I was looking for. I just was looking for this columns. Show all the columns of the following rows. So all the columns, so I do not have to specify anything after this column because we are looking for all the columns of this 1 3 and 5 7 rows. So I just mentioned the rows over here and I got this as a result. Now it has one more part in it. It says show the first 7 rows of the following columns, type and continent. So I will mention or I will specify type and the continent, that's it, and 7 rows. So from 0 to 7 I just want to get type and continent. So 0 1 2 3 till 7 I got this as a result. It says show the first 7 rows. Okay, my bad. It is 8, so I'm gonna just do like this. I missed something. I have to run it all. Now I'm gonna run this again. Yeah, here we go. I got 7 as a row, 7 rows and 2 columns which are specified. So last but not the least question is show the value of the type. Show the value of the type that are equal to XXS. It is very simple. Just I have to use my df dot type XXS dot log. As I mentioned, I have mentioned some of these log functions to how to use this to get the value in my last assignment. If you didn't look at that assignment, please just check it out, and that way you will get much more information about this log function. I have mentioned that in my last assignment, and you can get more information about that from there. So this is what I used, and it is working perfectly fine for me. I have this is value and this is type. Especially this lock function is very beautiful in this pandas, and I like that very much. So this is the end of my assignment. All 30 tasks I have managed somehow to get this task done. I have googled it some in some questions as well. So thank you for watching this, and have a nice day.